You know this guy?
Yeah.
I'm well now.
Oh, good, good.
Not yet. Got 50 seconds.
What did you say? You said you maybe
Watch your step. Watch your step.
This is far enough.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
A little rainy and dreary out there, but we come in here and we feel the warmth of community. And we have the opportunity together to celebrate Shabbat. So let's begin with a song that reminds us of the value of Shabbat. If you turn to page 129, the second song from the bottom reminds us that just as we keep Shabbat, Shabbat also keeps us. It enables us to replenish ourselves, to invigorate our souls, that we can be fresh for the work that we need to do tonight. Ki yeshmer Shabbat el yishmereni. Ki yeshmer Shabbat el yishmereni. Oti leomea beino uveni. Oti leomea beino uveni. Ki yeshmer Shabbat el yishmereni. Ki yeshmer Shabbat el yishmereni. 121, as the Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. So indeed, we will turn now to the kindling of the lights of Shabbat. You may have noticed two extra and extraordinary people joining Cantor and me on the Bima, and they are Sebastian and Alex Lefkoff. Tomorrow morning, they will be called to the Torah, as each of them becomes a bar mitzvah. And so to kindle the lights, I'd like the two of you to come up here and let's join. Why don't you have your family join with you, your brother Austin, your dad Alan, and your mom Rachel.
Bless you.
Shabbat. Awesome. Stay right there. There's more. Let's sing it too. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu le'adlik ner shel Shabbat. From the light of Shabbat, we turn next to the sweetness as we prepare for Kiddush. Page 122. Read this introduction, and Dad, this one's yours.
The heaven and the earth were finished, and all their array. On the seventh day, God finished the work that God had been doing, and God ceased on the seventh day from all the work that God had done. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because on it God ceased from all the work of creation that God had done.
This. Eloheinu melech haolam, borei b'riyafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, ya'ala u'ratzon yihilanu, zikaron l'maaseh v'reshit, kiyom tefillah l'mikveh kodesh, zecher l'tziyat Mitzrayim, kivanu otanu kidashta mikol ha'alim, v'shabbat kodshecha v'ahava u'ratzon inhaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Amen. L'chaim. It's an awesome group up here on the Bima, and I hope that this whole weekend fills your hearts with joy and your spirits with light. May this be memorable Shabbat for you, may it be fun, and may you take pride in all that you've accomplished and that you are becoming. Shabbat Shalom. We continue to welcome Shabbat. On page 138 is where you'll find Hyde. The words of Piyut or shir, a poem that bring in the Shabbat presence. And as always, our custom is to rise on the last verse to greet Shabbat as if she were entering the room to be with us. Lecha dodi likrat kalai yalai 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 ne Shabbat ne kabbalah. Lecha dodi likrat kalai yalai 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 ne Shabbat ne kabbalah. Shabbat zachor b'dibur echad yishmi'anu el ham yuchad. Adonai echad u'shmo echad v'shemo tiferet v'nitilah. Lecha dodi likrat kalai yalai 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 ne Shabbat ne kabbalah. Lecha dodi likrat kalai yalai 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 ne Shabbat ne kabbalah. Likrat Shabbat lechu minecha ki makor ha'bracha merosh mikayem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'machshavat tchila. Lecha dodi likrat kalai yalai 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 ne Shabbat ne kabbalah. Lecha dodi likrat kalai yalai 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 ne Shabbat ne kabbalah. Hitorari kiva obeich yomi ui shidaveri kvod Adonai alai milah. Lecha dodi likrat kalai yalai 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 ne Shabbat ne kabbalah. Lecha dodi likrat kalai yalai 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 ne Shabbat ne kabbalah. Shalom, Mater. Those joyous words, we feel Shabbat's presence here among us. Let's share it with one another. Wish somebody you perhaps haven't spoken to yet tonight, or maybe don't even yet know, wish them a Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
With those words and Shabbat here with us, we turn to page 146 together. As we remain standing, we'll turn to face the ark and join together in worship of Tikvah.
Ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Baruch Adonai, HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai.
Page 148, we welcome the evening together with these words. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher baro ma'ariv aravim, v'chokhmah poteach sha'arim, u'bitmunah meshaneh eitim, u'machalif et hazmanim, u'mesader et hakochavim, v'mishmaroteihem barakir kirtzono, borei yom v'layla, v'leil or b'nei choshech, v'choshech b'nei or, u'ma'avir yom u'mevi layla, u'ma'adir b'nei yom b'nei layla, Adonai tziva'ot shalom, v'achai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, ha'ma'ariv ha'aravim. 150. Havat olam, everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai, our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech Israel. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Yevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Please be Portabam, Vishifteha, Vivitel, Uvecteha, Vadera, Usharbeha, Ukumeha, Usharbeha, Veos, Aliadeha, Vahayu, Veos, Utata, Amizobeta, Uishore, Lamont Tiskeru, Velocitan, from its outside, the Camp Hiroshima, what I am, Ani, I share her take, come, Merit me trying, if you're with William, Ani, We'll turn in a moment to our prayer for freedom, the song Yichamocha. We were able to witness the release of some additional hostages this week, and there's a schedule for more over this weekend. We know the journey to freedom is ongoing. We are grateful for those who made it home safely, to their family and friends, and we pray that all of those who are held captive by Hamas will be released and will be able to make it. We remind ourselves that in the journey for freedom, there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. 158.
Yorati Lord, oh Sefela, Yorati Lord, oh Sefela, Ma'alechutecha ra'uvanecha, Bokei Yam Livnei Moshe Miriam, Ze'eli, Ze'eli, Anu ve'amru, Adonai Lo, Le'olam Ha'ed. Kifada Adonai et Yaakov, Uga'alo li'ad chazak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai, Ka'al Yisrael.
Top of page 161, our prayer for the evening. Let's read it together. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, Haporei Sukkot Shalom Aleinu, V'al Kol Amo Yisrael, Ve'al Yerushalayim.
V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורות עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות עולם. ויהיו בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות הברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני berit olam. Ubayom hashvi, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, Lasot et ha-Shabbat, L'Torah berit olam. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, Lasot et ha-Shabbat, L'Torah berit olam.
Our tradition reminds us to pray as if everything depended on God, but also to act as if everything depends on us. Let's turn together to page 164 as we turn to these words of Tikvah so that we can pray to God and also pray that our resolve may be strengthened to act. I invite you to rise.
Adonai, Sefer Tikvah, Ufi Tehillatcha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, El Hador, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezocher Chaserot Imahot, Umedi Yerudah Livneihem, Leman Shelo Ve'Avrava, Melech Ozer Moshiach Morein, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Be'ezrat Sarah, Atah Olam Adonai, B'chayei Hakol atah Moshiach, Mashiach HaRuach, Morin HaGashem, Mechakel Chayim B'chesed, Mechayei Hakol B'rachamim Rabim, Sofech Noflim V'Rofech Holim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, L'Shenei Afar, Michamocha Bal Gevurot, Umitom Melach, Elech Memit, Umekayem, Umatzmiach Yeshua, Eman Atah Yachol Hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei Hakol. Atah kadosh v'shivcha kadosh, u'kedoshim kol yom ya'aluch v'selah. Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei Hakadosh.
Please be seated. Please join me in this prayer for Shabbat, the bottom of page 172. Our God and God of our ancestors, be pleased with our rest. Sanctify us with your mitzvot, and grant us a share in your Torah. Satisfy us with your goodness, and gladden us with your salvation. Purify our hearts to serve you in truth. In your gracious love, Adonai, our God, grant us our heritage, your holy Shabbat, that Israel, who sanctifies your name, may rest on it. Praise to you, Adonai, who sanctifies Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. We'll turn in a moment to page 177 for our prayer of thanksgiving, our prayer of gratitude. So before we share these words together, let's think each of us individually about what it is that we're grateful for today. Could be huge, could be a tiny thing. I am glad that it stopped raining enough and I was able to take my dog out for a walk tonight. It's been a miserable night otherwise. If there's something you'd like to share out loud, just lift your hand and I will acknowledge you. You can do yourself, Barbara.
I'm grateful every time my son sends me a picture of my granddaughter.
Yeah.
He's only 6 months old.
And you'll share them at the Onega, right?
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Awesome, and yes, indeed. Who else has something you're feeling grateful for? Anyone? Rachel.
I'm grateful to be here and I'm grateful to see my boys.
Awesome. I'm grateful for that too, and to have family too. Yes, go ahead. I'm grateful.
We're both grateful to be here from Florida and to see our grandchildren here and be important.
And we're grateful that you made it up here safely and that you're here to Kvel to celebrate and take pride.
Can't wait to get back to the warm weather.
This is nothing. We could have made it colder for you.
It was only 83 today.
Look, this all could have been snow, right? Think about it.
Got through where my skis at.
Wonderful. With those things, those thoughts in mind, as well as the others we may have in our hearts, let's turn to the top of page 177 and together say, God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, the awareness of soul, our life within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth, which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, Hatov Shemcha, U'lecha na'eh lehotot. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha, Asim Le'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha, Asim Le'olam. Ki atah Melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki Melech Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Tasim le'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Tasim le'olam. V'tov ba'amecha nevarech et amcha Yisrael. B'chol עת וב'chol שעה ישלומך. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha, Tasim le'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha, Tasim le'olam. Baruch atah Adonai, Hamarech et amo Yisrael, B'shalom. In this place of shalom, of peace, friendship, and fellowship, let's take the next few moments for our own private prayers. Pray in silence. Shalom, shalom, birama. Uyasa shalom aleinu. Yaakov, Israel, Ve'imru amen. Osa shalom, shalom, birama. Uyasa shalom aleinu. Yaakov, Israel, Ve'imru amen. Uyasa shalom aleinu va'akol Israel. Amen. Osa shalom, shalom, birama. Uyasa shalom aleinu. Yaakov, Israel, Ve'imru amen. Yaakov, Israel, So we're going to take this opportunity to think about those who we know who are ill or in need of our prayers for healing. Tonight, from our own Temple Tikvah community, we pray for the health, the healing, the well-being of Jamie Lipman-Abish and Abby Andak, Dylan Bassett, Benjamin Menachem Frank, Carolyn Barone, Jane Bernstein, Arnold Locke, Dennis Brenner, Jack Cases, Nora Correa, Luciano DeRico, Toby Domash, Pamela Dorman, Susan Ziedzik, Janet Ewing, Kelly Fink, Arthur Fisher, Judy Fisher, Michelle Fisk, Evan Foster, Barbara Goldberg, Cassandra Goldberg, Florence Goldring, Stephen Goldstein, Jean Gormley, Elise Grace, Lee Hawley, Marilyn Heckler, Ruby Hirsch, Enid Hirsch, Eldon Hong, Matthew A. Hood, Dacia Horowitz, Phyllis Horn, Stephen Israel, Toby Israel, Christine Jacobson, Danette Jamal, Roberta Kahn, Louis Kaufman, Rita Kimmel, Tatiana Kultuniak, Esther Kuchevsky, Sandy Lay, Gail Levy, Robert Mandel, Robert Mannix, Barbara Massey, Susan Miller, Ashley Moranti, Adam Moranti, Machal Zahava Bat Miriam Shulamit Bat Bela, Patrice Newman, Nora Tzipora Batilana, Andrew O'Donnell, Sophia Palladino, Esther Parker, Berlinda Pescatori, Helga Pfeffer, Ben Pilch, Rabbi Lester Polonsky, Tim Powell, Carol Ryder, Jan Rhodes, Julie Rosenberg, Laura Rosenspan, Renee Rosenthal, James Rudick, Sylvia Rubel, Adele Shama, Anna Rachel Bat Miriam, Charlie Miriam Schnupp, Bob Siegel, Edmund Steiner, Faye Strobel, Rhoda Strobel, Tova Bat Shifra, Carlo Viola, Arlene Iris Wisson, and Jeff Young. And if there are additional names that you would like to share for our prayer this evening, just lift your hand and we'll start on this side.
I have John Ratkin and Dale.
There's on this side. Phyllis, Rory, go. Thank you. Thank you. Phyllis. And on this side, Vivian.
Sandy Friedman, Carol Power, Maureen Rubens, and Mary Malone.
Thank you. Thank you, Jason.
Noreen Buckley.
Thank you. Sean.
Stop up and show you.
Thank you, others on this side. No. We pray for those whose names you said out loud, as well as those we hold in our hearts. Holy, what a blessing be with them all and bring them to healing. Baruch atah Adonai Rofei HaCholim. Praise you, eternal source from whence healing flows. We Please join us in this prayer.
May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Yishaberach imotenu, mekor bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say,
So friends, if you had been here for Shabbat services 3 weeks ago, maybe you were, I was not. You might have noticed my absence, and that was because I had the opportunity to take a wonderful trip with 5 of Temple Tikvah's teens and 2 of Beth El's teens as well to Washington, D.C. to participate in a conference known as Litakain. Litakain is the verb form of a word you may remember, tikkun, as in tikkun olam. So the Litakain conference is a conference that brings together teens from Reformed congregations all across the country to gather in Washington, to learn together, to have some fun together, and to lobby together to go to Capitol Hill to speak to Congress and to share words that were important to them. So I feel like I get the opportunity to kvel every time I take students there. But you don't always get a chance to share that. So I wanted to give you that chance. So Austin Lefkoff, Rebecca McCory, Leah McCory, come on up on the bima. I want to mention also that Sanaya Taylor and Chloe Taylor came with us as well, but they weren't able to come tonight. I have asked each of them, given each of them the opportunity to just share a few words with us. Something about your experience in Washington, a favorite moment, a part of your speech, a discussion about what it is you chose to lobby on, or just what it meant to you to be there. Okay, so I'm going to turn the floor over briefly to each of you. Did you decide who's going first, or should I? I knew that. I knew I was going to get that reaction, and that's exactly why I asked. Rebecca, you're the seasoned one. I'm calling on you first.
I think Rebecca should share you with us.
Rebecca, go for it. So I'm going to start by asking one question, which is, Rebecca is the one of the 3 who are here tonight who made the decision to go a second time to Litakain. So why did you decide to do that?
I decided to go a second time because I decided to go a second time. I'm sorry. decided to go a second time to the Titan because I thoroughly enjoyed myself the first time, and I just like the experience it gave me.
So what was the highlight for you this time? There was a lot of fun had on this trip. I do want to say that that was a genuine part of the experience.
My favorite was probably walking around National Landing, and because I had these two people.
Mm-hmm.
It was just fun with everything.
Okay. Anything else you want to say? Okay. Just pass it on. You get to choose who's next.
Hi, my name is Leah, and I went to La Taquin, and I really liked it because, like my school, there's not a lot of Jewish people that go to my school, so like the experience of being in a room with 200 Jewish people really made me feel like maybe I'm not alone with what I go through in my school, and I really liked the experience. I thought it was really fun and I don't know, I feel like it just was very powerful. We got to speak to Tom Swazi and Chuck Schumer's representatives, so yeah, I just really enjoyed it, so. And I liked the Georgetown a lot.
Thank you, Leah. Awesome.
Oh, I'm Austin. I also went to the Titan, and I really liked the lobbying. I really liked lobbying because I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really feel like I was really doing anything that important the first few days. But when we wrote the speech and then we started lobbying, I felt like it was actually important. Because I knew we were gonna lobby, I just didn't really know how we were gonna do it. And then I also really liked the Capitol tour we went on, where we visited all the parts of the Capitol.
So I'm going to stay up. Actually, all three of you come up because I want to hear. So there's whole experience of lobbying. I am going to venture a guess that at least some, and maybe many of the people who are here tonight have never lobbied. So maybe you can share what it was like, maybe what you talked about and why you chose what you talked about.
Okay. So, hold on, one second. Okay, so I lobbied on anti-Semitism, and I lobbied with Austin and 2 other people, and this is what I wrote. Anti-Semitism is an extremely important issue to me as a Jew because it affects Jews around the country every single day. I can personally relate to this issue because I'm one of the only Jewish people in my school, and lots of people make fun of me for what I believe in. Another example that happened to me was one of my teachers told me I wasn't a real Jew because my dad is Catholic. Every day, people deal with many acts of anti-Semitism. These can include denying the Holocaust, bomb threats, verbal and written harassment, and much more. Throughout our history, Jews have faced persecution, hate, and violence. From the expulsion of the Jewish people from England and Spain to October 7th, we have faced difficult situations caused by hatred. From this history, we are reminded about the resiliency of the Jewish people and the importance of taking a stand against hatred, no matter how intimidating that may be. Other minority groups get hateful comments and violence due to the fact they may be different from others in society. that's what I wrote.
Do you want to talk about what you thought about?
I lobbied about mental health, and I would probably not read my speech because I was a mess trying to deliver it. Long story short, I wrote about how one of my close friends has dealt with depression and suicidal tendencies for like the latter half of like a year and a half, maybe, and how it's affected him, and how I'm thankful that he's able to like come to know this and not be like ashamed of it.
I also did anti-Semitism with Leah. I don't have my speech anymore because like I had to get.
You have it in you.
You don't need to share.
Oh, okay.
And you want to serve me.
They watch out for each other. I love it.
My part's kind of long, so I'll maybe read a piece, but so my like speech, part of my speech is inspired. I shouldn't say inspired, but it was like written about the Shelter Rock Jewish Center when it was vandalized earlier this year, like earlier this fall, to show, like to give a personal story that Tom Swazi actually knew about, just to show, like make it more personal so they would understand it better. So I wrote a little bit like, on a busy fall afternoon during rush hour, they covered up and protected their identities as they went and vandalized his banner. They sprayed large amounts of red paint to cover up the words and make it look like blood, and also ripped and cut up the banner, leaving numerous holes and ribs that leave a clear message: "We don't want you here." The temple was shaken, and after leaving up for multiple days to show what these students did, they finally replaced it after multiple days of leaving this message of paint painted throughout the parking lot. Then, after it was taken down, a few weeks later, they came back and did it a second time, using box cutters to leave slashes throughout this message of peace. And it was kind of long, so I'm only going to read a short bit, but I actually personally knew the people that did it. I sat next to one of them in math class for the whole first semester, and it was a little surprising because I never really thought he would do anything really that bad, you know.
So I'm hoping what you can hear, even in these little snippets from the three of them, is that all the teams, and the three of you for sure, and I'm going to include Soraya and Chloe in this too, spoke from your hearts. You found an issue that was meaningful to you, and you shared your personal story, your personal connection to it, and that moved people. And it is quite a wonderful thing to see how the legislative aides, which is usually who we end up speaking to, and Tom Swazi himself responded to all of your, we were part of a larger delegation, of course, of New York congregations, and so others lobbied on some other issues as well. But with passion, with poise, with real sense of professionalism, and those words got heard. And you know it, right? Because Representative Swazi responded. He was awesome. You could halfway he kept interrupting you because like, oh, I know that. Oh, were they caught? Tell me more. I mean, he was like so wrapped up in what you had to say. But that was true for everyone. And that's the kind of lobbying that makes a difference. So I'm going to just say one quick word to connect it to this week's Torah portion, but not to talk about what you, Alex, or Sebastian are talking about tomorrow. But in this Torah portion, Moses, we remember, starts out as someone who's very reticent to go talk to Pharaoh. Right? When God meets him at the burning bush, Moses says, pick someone else, please, I don't want to go talk. But by this week's portion, Moses has found his voice. Moses comes forward and not only says God's words to Pharaoh, but starts arguing and negotiating on his own. I feel like that's a little bit about what I enjoy about Lenta King. I'm not going to quote the song, we're not going to sing it, I promise you. There was a song that was a theme about finding your voice. But I do think it's very much the experience to watch the 5 of our teens and the other 250 to 300 who are there, each find their voice and be able to share it and to speak it to authority and to make a difference. So it's a really, really awesome thing. And thank you guys for coming here tonight to help share with others. And I do have a little something for you. Yes. The certificate reads, Rak Litakein. This is granted to, I'm reading Austin Lovecoff, of the delegation of Temple Tikvah, for the successful completion of the Bernard and Audrey Rappaport Litakein Social Justice Seminar, January 10th to 13th, 2020. This one's yours, Austin. This one's yours. This one is yours. So there have been some photos on the screen above as they've been talking. If you guys want to look and see, there's the whole group of us with Uncle Bethel as well, right? Rabbi Megan Bruner on one side and on the other. Her 2 teens along with our 5. And there we were at Capitol Hill. And the timing of this was also fascinating to me. We were able to do this private tour of the Capitol, which was pretty wonderful. And we stood in the place where President Jimmy Carter's remains had just been lying in state, just literally 3 days before we got there. And the same place where President Donald Trump would be inaugurated as the next president just a week after we left. And so to be in that place of real consequence for our country was very powerful. And there we are in front of Representative Swazi's office. You can see a little bit of what the Capitol office looks like there. We had a big crowd, so you can't see the inside of the office. I didn't get to take any pictures there, but if we keep going, did we show that one yet with Tom Swazi? Great, keep going, one more, Dick. There's Sanaya and Chloe. And there's Oscar. And there, oh, I did have one. This is inside Representative Swazi's office. And so this is the actual lobbying presentation. And you can see the group who's lined up to speak is the anti-Semitism. And there is a picture that, great, maybe we can enlarge that, David? There you go. That is the whole group of our delegation. And if you look by the door himself, the one person who looks a little older than the rest of the teens is Representative Tom Swazi himself. And I have to say that, I don't think he really knew what the Religious Action Center was. And I think he was expecting a group of people who maybe were just going to be kids who we'd show the office to. And he was just blown away by all the presentations. Very, very excited and proud of all of them. So that's, I think that's it. Oh, and that was us at the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial with snow all around. Okay. We thought we'd end this presentation with a little bit of a song, an anthem, and I promised them I was not going to use the song that we sang a lot over the weekend. So instead, we thought we wanted to remind all of you at that Martin Luther King statue memorial in Washington, there are a bunch of his quotes all around the statue itself. One of those quotes says, "The arc of the moral universe may be long, but it bends towards justice." And the beginning part of that quote, we shall overcome. Please join us. The Hebrew is on the screen. Anu nitkaber, Anu nitkaber. Washington for all the fun and the spirit you brought to the work as well. And may you continue to go forward, finding your voice and sharing it and speaking out, and speaking words of justice. And Alice and Sebastian, in a couple of years, you could go too. Thank you. You guys can sit down. We can all give them a wave. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's turn back to our prayer book now. Page 586 is where you'll find the words of these eyes as they represent. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding. Love for each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Join me. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace. Our thoughts now turn to those who departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. Let's remember them, give thanks for the justice they wrought, the love that they left us. In this period of Shiva and Shloshim, we remember those most recently gone from our midst. With love, we now remember Norma Brooks, remembered by her children Elaine, Lois, Judy, and Diane, and her grandchildren Catherine and Nicholas, and her whole family. We remember Aaron Wiesel, remembered by his children Dana and Abby, by his siblings Shayna and Janet and Stacy, by Debbie. And we remember Shirley Young, remembered by Jeff Young and by Ralph and Gail. This week we also mark the yardsides, the anniversaries of the passing of the following beloved. With love, we recall now Irving Abramson, father of Myrna Weitzman, Ali Baladakhtari, father of Farhad Baladakhtari, Ellen Komaro, the sister of Helen Bergson of Blessed Memory, Anne Pauline Gold, the grandmother of Mark Gold, Howard Goldberg, father of Phyllis and Ravens, Rose Goldberg, the mother of Stephen Goldberg, Gussie Kaufman, the grandmother of Barbara Schreiber, Minna Kiss, the in-law of Nancy Kiss, Alice Cooperberg, the mother of Monique Stern of Blessed Memory, Annette Barbara Levine, mother of Stephen Levine, Daniel Markowitz, the husband of Francis Frederick, Dorothy Maurer, mother of Maureen Berman, Murray Reese, the grandfather of Michelle Gold, Rabbi Andrew J. Robbins, former rabbi of former Temple Emmanuel, husband of Bess Robbins, Bernard Rubin, the father of Gail Feinstein, Lillian Schoen, the mother of Hermine Elias, and Stanley Stern, father of Karen Stern. If there's an additional person you're remembering tonight and you'd like to share that name with us, I invite you to do so now. Carol?
Anyone you want.
Thank you. Dan?
Day before yesterday, my childhood friend. Oh, named Platts. That's the way it helps you know.
So sorry. May the rest in peace. Thank you. Zikranam Livracha. May the memories of all those people whom we cherish and came into our lives and gave us love, may they all be for a blessing. Let's turn together to page 598 to remember those names we've shared and those we hold in our hearts, as well as those who have none to say Kaddish for them. Together we honor them all. Yitadal v'yitadash shnei rabah, v'yamad yivrach yirtei gamlit malkutei, v'chay yachon and yom yachon, v'chayei b'chol b'yit Yisrael, v'hadalah v'zman karib v'imru amen. Yehi shnei rabah v'barach v'elam amen amayim. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yishbahar v'yiframam v'yikaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalei v'yitalal shekei k'dushah v'riruhu. Le'elam mikol yirchata v'shirata, tishbachata v'nechamata, Damiram yalma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba mishemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom v'brama, u'yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'al shkei v'imru amen. Oseh shalom v'brama, u'yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. May be seated. For our announcements tonight, I'm delighted to call upon our Bima officer, Jeffrey Weisbrod.
Good news is I was able to encapsulate 50 pages down to this. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Rabbi Cantor, for a lovely service. Thank you to our teams for your presentations. The Takein looks like you had a good time. I will tell you from personal experience, I didn't go, but my daughter went to a school of which she was only one of 4 Jews. Her mother is not Jewish, and she became a rabbi. So you have hope. Mazel tov to Alex and Sebastian and the Levkov family. It was nice listening in stereo. It's usually very mono. And, good luck tomorrow morning. I will be here again to hear you. The service tomorrow morning will start at 10:30 and will also be available via live stream if I get it right. Torah study will be both in person and via Zoom beginning at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Choir rehearsal on the mark and cardio core and more will meet at the regular times this week. Sunday, February 2nd is our second Paint the Prayer session with artist Jennifer Levine. Every temple member is invited to participate in creating a work of art we can proudly display. Also beginning on Sunday at 12:30 p.m. is a Purim Spiel meeting. Religious school students who attend the meeting after class will get a pizza lunch. If you'd like to participate in the spiel, please join us for the meeting. Brotherhood will sponsor their annual defensive driving course on Sunday, February 9th at 10 a.m. I believe all the spots have been taken. Friday, February 14th, we are having a Tu B'Shvat Seder and Shabbat service beginning at 7:30 p.m. in the Biba Auditorium. Please join us as we celebrate Jewish Arbor Day with a Shabbat service and traditional Seder of fruits and nuts. As always, check the weekly update for additional information. All links and all forms that are necessary will be in there. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
One minor correction, Torah study is 9:15 tomorrow.
They lied to me?
I know, I'm just 9:15. And something that was not on there that should be is next Saturday, you have the opportunity to participate in another lunch and learn with none other than our own Angela Zealand.
So next Shabbat, next week is Shabbat Shira, the Sabbath of Song. And we're going to talk about the Torah portion, Beshalach, and one of the best supporting actors in that. You'll have to see what that means. It's such a full Torah portion. There's so much to talk about in there. So come, and there's lunch, right?
There's lunch.
You get lunch.
Well, I think actually maybe bring your own lunch, but there'll be dessert and coffee. So there's always some food you can get.
And there's a jar of peanut butter in the refrigerator.
We discovered last week. If you're into peanut butter. Excellent. So without further ado, we're going to do our concluding song, but Sebastian and Alex are going to get you guys up here for Hamotzi. So just get in place, and we're going to turn to page 642
on the bottom.
For Ele Hamda Libi.
The bottom of page 642. Ele Hamda Libi, Husana Be'ana Titalem. 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 Ele Hamda Libi, Husana Be'ana Titalem.
This is the moment. Come on over here. And let's see the twin energy. Can you lift this cover together? Look at that. Please join us. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher hotzii lechem mi'aretz. Amen. You get the first pieces. Shabbat shalom and all. See you upstairs. He's going now.